there are disturbing spying allegations against one of America's closest allies. Israel is denying a Politico report accusing its government of planting surveillance devices near the White House and other sensitive locations around Washington.
Politico also claims President Trump was aware but took no action to punish the Israeli government. CBS News intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis is following the developing story in Washington. All right, Olivia, I am glad you are here. What can you tell us about this report and why Israel, one of our top allies, is appearing to spy on the Trump administration? I mean, if we think about some of the reporting, the president's more than willing to talk to Israeli representatives in the Oval Office about all kinds of stuff.
Right. So what more do they need to hear?
Right.
Yes. So this Politico report is actually the bookend to what had emerged as something of a mystery last year, which was when these surveillance devices, which are called IMSI catchers or stingrays, were first found near the White House and in other sensitive areas of Washington. But all that the Department of Homeland Security disclosed at that time was that it had found them. It wasn't sure who had put them there. So now, according to this Politico report, there's been this result of a counterintelligence probe launched into the matter by the FBI and others, and it has shown that Israel was behind the placement of these devices. That's based, it sounds like, from this report on an analysis of who was taking data off of them, because not all spy agencies can do this. Israel is strongly denying this, as you know.
All right. So, yeah, you just mentioned, Olivia, that Israel is reacting by denying that they're doing this. But these devices reportedly found are called stingrays. Explain a bit the technology and what kind of information is typically targeted. And I guess more importantly, what kind of information is harvested.
Right. So they're sophisticated devices, they're expensive, and they essentially trick cell phone towers into allowing for the collection of calls and text, the content of calls themselves. They're used pretty routinely by law enforcement agencies and also, of course, by foreign intelligence services of all stripes, which includes China and Russia. But I have to say, most of the U.S. officials I've spoken with this morning have essentially said, this is awkward but not altogether surprising, and it's far from a worst-case scenario, which is what they're really preparing for and worried about. One senior U.S. national security official I spoke to this morning said, there are more embassies in D.C. than in any other capital city, and they've all got intelligence officers in them. This person said spying in Washington is a blatantly obvious daily occurrence. Another senior official I spoke with said, this wasn't entirely unexpected from the Israelis in particular, because their intelligence apparatus is capable of really sophisticated stuff. But we can safely assume that there are many other foreign intelligence agencies, some far less friendly, who are trying to get a better sense of just what is being said in the White House.
All right. So, Olivia, to that end, how does the government typically handle or respond to the news that a foreign government may be spying on the administration?
Yeah, I guess it depends very much on the administration, because the notable thing being reported here is that the Trump administration, as far as we know, did not take any significant diplomatic action to reprimand Israel for doing this. That's a very different sort of scenario. You may recall there was a few years ago a real strain put on our relationships with some allies when documents that were leaked by Edward Snowden showed that the U.S. was listening to the conversations of leaders of France, Japan, Brazil, Germany. What I think this report mainly reinforces is everybody spies. Adversaries spy on adversaries, and allies are also listening on allies. And again, so these officials that I've spoken with have essentially said it's not a worst-case scenario. We should expect that, even our friends are doing this.
Yeah. Olivia, great reporting. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Vlad. Thanks, Anne Marie.